Denis Cyplenkov revealed how much money he gets paid for one big super match. And then Neil Pickup, Engin Terzi, and Monster Michael Todd's predictions of the Devon Larratt vs Levan Saginashvili super match. Denis was recently interviewed on Znevny Khacha YouTube channel, which has over 5 million subscribers and is probably the biggest YouTube channel to ever interview an arm wrestler. So this is always a cool thing for the arm wrestling community. In the initial phase of the interview, Denis said that he ruptured his blood vessel in 2019. Well, obviously he answered that after being asked about his health issues and his recovery. So that blood vessel was very close to the kidney. That's why the medical problem was very serious. And he was thankful that he recovered from that. He survived that. So he lifted something heavy in the evening, and the next day in the morning he started feeling some pain and there was some blood through urination. That's when he knew that things have gotten serious. But fortunately he has recovered, and 5 years later he is back on the table. So if you want to know what Denis thinks about marriage, having children, about philosophy, about financial goals, what are his plans, about what he thinks about God, stuff like that, which is very different from what we have seen in the arm wrestling interviews, then this is the interview to watch. Link will be in the description. Now let's get to the big topic. How much does Denis get paid for one big super match? Denis said that the biggest amount of money which he has received yet is $30,000. And I think it's safe to assume that he must have gotten that money from Engin Terzi for arm wrestling Devon Larratt. And he also said that Levan Saginashvili too receives a very similar payment. We can easily say that these are the number 2 and number 3 highest payments that arm wrestlers are receiving as of now. Devon Larratt being number 1. There were some rumors that Devon got somewhere around $50,000 to pull Hermes, and maybe he got a similar amount or slightly more to pull Denis Cyplenkov. So while this money is good, we still cannot say that it is really unbelievable amount of cash that these arm wrestlers are receiving. We can only hope that these arm wrestlers get more of that in the future. And speaking of money, Denis also mentioned that Russians do not really pay for much stuff. So that was also indicating maybe some piracy that goes around all over the world of pay-per-views. We do not thank the North American arm wrestling fans, at least I believe so, because the entire pay-per-view model is only based on their support. If North American fans, especially the USA fans, aren't there, there is no pay-per-view model in this world, in the world of arm wrestling. In the recent interview with Engin Terzi, Neil Pickup said that he would like to pull John Brzezinski once again. Well, that is a really confident statement from Neil, who hasn't really arm wrestled in over a decade. He recently had some stem cell treatment. Maybe that is enabling him to compete or at least train on the table as much as he wants to. But still, John Brzezinski, even the next year when he's 61, I believe can be too much for Neil Pickup. But only Neil knows in how good of a shape he is right now and what he can achieve in the next year. Speaking about the Devon vs Levan match, Neil gave a very confusing prediction. First, he talked about the 2022 match. In Dubai, the result may have been the same had Devon Larratt not got injured. But there is a very real chance, make no mistake about it, the result may have been very different had Devon Larratt not got injured. Don't doubt that, because if you do, you're missing the reality. So listening to this, it's quite clear that Neil has Devon Larratt as the favorite to win this super match. But then he said that he has Levan as a 55-45% favorite, which doesn't make any sense to me. After that, he said even more confusing things. He said that he still believes Devon is going to win the match. So you can figure out what Neil was trying to say there. Engin Terzi said, I don't think Devon after stem cells is the same Devon. I think he's more connected, he can pull more sideways and inside, he can supinate. I believe that Devon of today is not Devon of 2022. So it looks like Levan is in a position where he has to be the favorite until proven otherwise. Both believe that the injury that Levan had in the wrist is not going to affect in this match. Levan will be 100%, if not more, compared to his previous shape that was there in 2022. And the same goes for Michael Todd as well. I don't think the injury is gonna play a role at all. The strongest hand the sport has ever seen is Levan. The only way to beat him is to beat his hand. You have to get through his bottom fingers, you have to crack his wrist, you have to get to the strap, and I think if there is someone who can do that, it's Devon. Michael believes that in the setup, Devon will try to fatigue Levan's hand, which I doubt, which was I also doubting in the previous match as well. I don't think Devon will try to do that against Levan. We'll discuss the reason for that in some other video. And there will be some trash talks according to Michael as soon as the match gets stopped by Devon Larratt. If Levan wants to win, he needs to completely overpower Devon, otherwise he may not have much chances. Thanks for watching, like the video and subscribe.